What is up, my gorgeous GH squad? It is a beautiful stormy Tuesday here in New York, and I am Luna Johnson from the GH Spoilers YouTube channel. Today we are unpacking the absolute wreckage of the May 25 to 29 Port Charles update, from the Quartermaine Mansion explosion to Rocco's wild getaway. Grab your tea, because we are diving into pure soap madness right now. Oh my god. Stop scrolling right now. I'm literally speechless. Are they for real? Dude, I'm so shocked my jaw literally hit the floor when I saw the patch notes for next week. Essentially, after we suffer through that Memorial Day rerun on Monday, the server completely resets on Tuesday, May 26, and we are thrown into a masterclass of absolute destruction. Besties, can we unpack the audacity of this Quartermaine Mansion storyline? Because I am legit shaking at my desk right now. We have Ronnie about to sell the iconic Q house. Who gave him the administrative privileges to even attempt this level of disrespect. But get this right, when the real estate transaction is about to finalize and wipe out decades of lore, Tracy Quartermaine, the absolute final boss of Port Charles, arrives with Monica's real will. I am actually losing my sanity over here. Tracy legit exposes Martin Gray for forging the previous version of the will and blackmailing Ronnie. The god-tier mechanical execution of Tracy, just walking into a room, dropping the receipts, and nuking everyone's plans is low-key why I have been a day one stan. Remember when they tried this with ELQ corporate takeovers in the past? Yeah, it went nowhere back then. Either because you simply cannot outplay Tracy Quartermaine, she has impossible lightning reflexes when it comes to intercepting fraudulent legal documents. Ronnie immediately panics and destroys the sale agreement right there on the spot. And then, in a twist that literally broke my brain, Drew Kane storms out of the room like a rage-quitting noob. Wait, hold up, besties. Can we unpack the audacity of this continuity error? Drew has been locked in, paralyzed in a bed, because Willow and Nina have been drugging him with that experimental WSB serum. Did the meds suddenly wear off? Did he literally will himself to walk through sheer rage just to storm out of the Q mansion? I am actually losing my sanity over here trying to figure out if this is a glitch in the Matrix, or if Drew just pulled off the most epic recovery in GH history. Maybe Willow missed a dose, or maybe his absolute hatred for the Quartermaine drama buffed his mobility stats. Either way, Michael then steps up and reveals that Monica actually left the house to Tracy. The smugness, the absolute flex. I know some people are really enjoying this Michael era, but personally, I feel like he's just camping at the spawn point waiting to steal the loot. This is just my personal take, and many might disagree, but Michael needs a reality check. Martin then has to do the walk of shame and heads straight to Laura with a full confession. The lead dev's crazy update history with Martin's character arc is wild. 1 minute he's a top-tier lawyer, and the next he's getting caught in a forgery scandal. Wait, I'm getting way too deep in the weeds with the legal mechanics. Anyway, back to the actual gameplay. Hot take incoming. But the Portia Curtis and Jordan love triangle is serving maximum toxicity, and I am here for it, no cap. So, Alexis Davis is low-key looking into Portia as a possible suspect in Drew's shooting. Like what? Portia is already stressed to the max because she's pregnant, and now she's being investigated for attempted murder. Don't you feel it's so unfair for them to keep piling this aggro on her? But then, total kinetic chess moments hit the screen. Portia walks right in on Curtis and Jordan kissing facts. Curtis is out here playing a dangerous game. He just found out Portia is pregnant, and instead of securing his base and supporting his family, he's locking lips with his ex-wife Slay Jordan. I guess for getting your man back, but also, what an absolute mess. Does anyone else feel physically attacked right now? Portia challenges Curtis on Thursday, and you know she is going to unleash a high-voltage freakout. The emotional damage is going to be off the charts. Is this same tragedy happening to Jordan all over again? Being the third point in a toxic triangle, I am legit screaming at my monitor. Curtis was just arrested by Detective Joe Fitzpatrick for assaulting Isaiah Gannon in public, literally shattering the man's hand into 11 fractures and severing his tendons, ruining his surgical career forever. And now Curtis is making out with Jordan. The sheer audacity of these NPCs is blowing my mind. Also, let's talk about the absolute menace that is Jen Sidwell. This guy is trying to expand his territory, and unsuccessfully, tries to convince Laura to back his takeover of Sunny's peers. Laura is the mayor, she has high-level defensive stats, and she is not going to just hand over the waterfront to a villain who murdered Professor Hank Dalton. Sunny is already plotting with Laura to blackmail Pascal into turning on Sidwell, so Sidwell is walking blindly into a massive trap. Don't you think they should just ban Sidwell from the server already? He is causing way too much lag in the Port Charles underworld economy. But get this, the real heart-shattering defeat of the week is the Rocco Falconeri situation. Rocco has officially skipped town with Britt Westbourne, and the fallout is must-see TV. Lulu and Dante are reeling from this massive hit to their family unit. Lulu is consumed with guilt because she is the one who secured the fake passport and packed the go bag, and now her son is a literal fugitive on the run. On Tuesday, Lulu and Dante finally come to an agreement. They have to party up, put their grievances aside, and launch a desperate manhunt. Because Ross Cullum is hunting Rocco. No one is the one who actually shot him on the pier. Dante is pulling out all the stops, and I am actually losing my sanity over here watching these two try to co-parent in a crisis. The stakes have never been higher. Essentially, the ripple effects are destroying the whole squad. Giovanni Gio Palmieri is feeling incredibly guilty about betraying his brother. He broke his vow of silence to tell Dante that Rocco was in trouble. And now Rocco has lashed out and vanished into thin air. On Wednesday, Emma Scorpio Drake consoles Gio, which is low-key adorable, but Emma has her own massive problems. She is growing super suspicious of Britt and Dalton's secretive project. Wait, Dalton. Professor Hank Dalton is dead killed by Sidwell. So what project is Emma snooping on? Maybe she's looking into Britt's old files or something tied to the Huntington's research that Dalton was working on before he got flatlined. Either way, Emma has those impossible lightning reflexes when it comes to spotting a liar, and she is going to uncover the truth. And speaking of Britt, remember when she locked Elizabeth Baldwin in a closet during her frantic escape from the hospital? Yeah. On Wednesday, Rick Lansing checks in on Elizabeth to make sure she is okay. Rick doting on Liz is honestly giving me whiplash. The devs are really trying to buff Rick's redemption arc, but I am still keeping my guard up because Rick always has an ulterior motive. Sonny also offers words of caution to someone on Wednesday, probably Rick, because Sonny is always gatekeeping the family dynamics and making sure no one steps out of line. Now let's pivot to the absolute train wreck that is Michael Corinthos' cheating trap. By Thursday, Willow is completely horrified. We know Michael hired Elaine, the private investigator, to follow Harrison, Chase, and Willow, hoping to catch them slipping and crossing the line into an affair so he can secure full custody. But Willow might be horrified for a completely different reason. Nina Reeves flat out refused to drug Jack Brennan with that second paralytic injection. Nina realized she needs Brennan awake to fight Sidwell and Cullum, leaving Willow panicking because if Brennan wakes up and talks, he has all the leverage to expose Willow's crimes. I am legit spiraling over this lore. Willow is keeping Drew Kane locked in a paralyzed state, and if Elaine the PI uncovers that dark secret, instead of just a cozy park hangout with Chase, Michael's cheating trap is going to evolve into a massive criminal takedown. Michael is so suspicious of everyone around him, and by Friday, he cautions Brooke Lynn Quartermain about Chase. Brooke Lynn is already drowning in guilt over being the secret driver in the Isaiah crash. And now Michael is planting toxic seeds of doubt about her husband. He is literally trying to ruin 2 marriages at once just to secure his own victory royale. Meanwhile, Chase and Detective Joe Fitzpatrick are pursuing a new lead on Tuesday. Joe is such a wild card right now. Some fans think he's a straight-shooter cop, but I low-key suspect he's one of Sidwell's dirty police informants. If Joe digs too deep into the Rocco cover-up, Dante is going to lose his badge, his freedom, and everything he has worked for. The tension in the PCPD is palpable. I feel like my mental state is just a chaotic blur of pixels and tears. Right now. Because there is no way Dante makes it out of this without taking massive damage. Let's not forget the romance update. On Friday, Valentine Cassadine makes a romantic gesture toward Carly. Carly and Valentine had a massive, server-crashing fight about his unhinged plan to travel to France and break Anna Devane out of her maximum security transfer. So now Valentine is trying to smooth things over with some grand romance. Will Carly accept his gesture easily? Or put him through the ringer, like only Carly can do, slay Carly, make him work for it. He literally has a paralyzed WSB agent stashed in her orbit and is risking everything for his ex-no-cap. Carly needs to hold the line and demand absolute loyalty. Also rounding out the week, Christina Corinthos Davis gets big news on Tuesday, which might tie into her reconnecting with Ethan Lovett. Speaking of, he accepts a new mission on Friday, which is probably tied to his secret connection to Delilah Wilson, or helping Lulu navigate the underground fugitive network. Kai delivers bad news to Trina on Wednesday, and Trina pays a visit to her parents to process the fallout. Trina then opens up to Gio on Thursday, solidifying their bond as they prepare for the upcoming music showcase. Molly and Cody get interrupted during a moment, and later on Friday, Molly offers wise counsel, proving she is still the intellectual anchor of the Davis girls. Charlotte opens up to Carly on Friday, probably spilling the tea about her terrifying encounter with Ross Cullum in the Windermere tunnels alongside Danny. Total kinetic, Chaz moments in those catacombs besties. Dude, I am so completely exhausted from tracking all these storylines. The sheer volume of plot twists is staggering. From Tracy reclaiming her throne and saving the Q mansion, to Portia's love triangle exploding in the middle of the police station, we are eating good this week. I need to go lie down and process this entire simulation reset before I legit short circuit. Drop your wild theories in the comments below, hit that subscribe button. And let's keep manifesting a safe return for Rocco before Cullum gets his hands on him. Until next time, stay chaotic, besties.